I move back? I want to turn this a little. No, not that far. Okay. Maybe move back just a little. Okay. So let's see if this actually works. Hi. Hold on. Just want to see something. Turn the sound down. And finally, I can look at you guys' comments on my computer that's working again. So I don't have to squint at the screen. Okay. So I wanted to talk today a little bit about hi guys. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about people who don't really have faith in mindset and the law. And I wanted to give you kind of something that you can do. Hey, I wanted to give you something that you can do in order to, I would say, build your faith or build your trust within yourself. So this is especially to those of you who were raised with slightly religious backgrounds, because there are some who struggle with this concept, right? Now, first of all, this is not a religion. Let's start there, right? I'm not forcing you to do anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but you have been doing this your whole life. So your life right now is a reflection of the beliefs that you have, your core beliefs. I tell you guys this, it sounds like a broken record, but I know that there's new people here and new people who watch my channel, right? So before I get into how you build your faith, you have to first understand that you're always doing this. You're literally always doing this. You have been always doing this. Whatever beliefs your parents or your guardians instilled in you and you accept it as your truth, that is the color lens that you have on your outside world. So just think that everything outside of you, which it is, has no meaning. And whatever meaning you have assigned to things, even if you may think it's like an automatic meaning, or you think a lot of people in your life have this meaning, you have this perspective because this meaning was given to you. I'm going to give an example. One of the easiest examples and one of the saddest sometimes is racism, right? We're all equal. Every color, every shade, every gender, everybody equal, right? But some people were raised in homes. Thank you. Thank you. Some people were raised in homes that taught them that this race acts like this and this race treats you like this, or you should treat this race like this because da 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 da, right? So you have accepted what was passed down into you. So you treat every person, or you see this race in this lens because it was taught to you. Best example again, two little kids, new to the world, have no meaning of what race is, what anything is. You see them playing, you're seeing them playing in the background or playing in the playground, and they're getting along because they have no assigned meaning to what each other looks like. Okay? Are you following? Okay. Now that's the same thing for you. You are navigating your world based on what lens you have on because it was taught to you at some point. Some beliefs will come from your guardians. Some beliefs come from a song you may have listened to and you really like the artist. Beliefs can come from anywhere, but it's when you accept it as your truth is when you're going to start viewing your world like that. Let's think of a fun belief to adopt. Like, who wouldn't want to adopt the belief I'm rich, right? You may have grown up in a home where they struggled for the next dollar. They made it work and they have a decent home and they have decent jobs, but they always told you, oh, the dollar doesn't come like that. It's so hard to get a next dollar, so hold on to what you have. Next thing you know, you are viewing your outside world and giving everything the meaning that, oh, you see, I have to hold on to the dollar. I can't spend on this expensive thing. I don't know how this person got so rich because money don't come. You have all these thoughts, these feelings, these whatever, the lens on of someone who doesn't think the next dollar will come. You don't have to blame yourself. It's just what your family passed down to you because that's all they knew. Now, here is my point. This is... Sorry, guys, my dog. Yes, my dog. Hold on, hold on, hold on. He's almost done. And I think he's done. Okay, sorry guys. Oh, never mind. He's not done. Milo, stop. Whenever he hears somebody, whenever he hears somebody come through the door, he barks, which is a good trait for him to have because it can tell you if you have an intruder. Anywho's, so I just let him get it out and then I tell him stop when I realize it is somebody that lives here. Anywho's, back to what I was saying. Now, back to what the original live is about. The live is about building your faith. So I just broke down to you how your core beliefs is why you view your world that way, is why you think that way, da 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 da. You get the point. So if that, your original core beliefs were taught to you by your guardians, especially in your formative stage, by whoever in your life, just like how it was taught to you, don't you think that you can learn something new if that's not what you want? Remember, they taught whatever beliefs and passed down. When I say taught, I just mean they probably repeated certain sayings. They probably gave you lessons on this topic. You probably just seen it in your life that you adopted the belief naturally. So they did it, the best that they could. I like to say that the previous lines before us, like our grandparents, great grandparents, they did what they thought they had to do, right? But now you are aware of deliberate manifesting, where you're deliberately choosing a story and becoming that version of you, right? You don't have to accept that anymore. You were a child, you were younger, that was your formative stages. You accepted it because you trusted this person. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. Hi, right? Now, has a conscious, deliberate manifester, you, once again, here you are. You have the choice to select a new story. Basically, give yourself new core beliefs or change any that is outdated. Are you following? This is the number one thing to help you build your faith. Wait, if I was younger and whatever they taught me, that's what I'm living now. That's manifestation anyway. Whether I like it or not, it's manifestation. It's the unfolding of my core beliefs. So why don't I just give myself the core beliefs that I want now? Ding, 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 ding. So when you understand that core concept right there, that understanding is going to give you that calm confidence to, oh, I can do this. I mean, if my parents passed down this to me, like, why can't, perfect example. Once again, remember I used the kids and the racism, and younger kids don't have no assigned meaning to race, so they play with each other. You get older, and let's say your family did give you a belief about a certain race for whatever reason. Who cares? Doesn't matter. You accept it, right? And then you end up meeting someone of that race. Let's just say that's the story that happens. And you realize this core belief that I have is so outdated and so not needed, and I would love to meet more people, and I feel like this is limiting me and I don't need that anymore. I decided that this race is whatever, and boom, that's it. It's simply just selecting something new. That's all you have to do. Select something new and embody whatever the newness you have chosen. And it first comes with understanding and then decide and getting clear on what it is that you want. This is really how simple it is. You realize that you are experiencing something in your life. The carries, you just missed Milo barking. You came in 2 seconds after he stopped barking. It's like I said, and the person who just said it's just a belief, you're correct. Yes, it's literally just a belief. And that's why I don't like to point fingers at who's right and who's wrong. It's more so I don't subscribe to that. So I'm not going to dive into that. That's not what I want. This is what I want. And I'll put my attention on that. I don't waste my energy and time battling everyone that doesn't see what I want. It's like, okay, that's what you want to believe. This is what I'm going to do. Right? And this is really a major key. I'm going to tell you guys why this is a major key in really building your faith in your own power. Because when you find yourself in situations or experiences, what's going to happen is, let's say it's an experience that you're genuinely not enjoying. You're realizing that you're not enjoying this experience of having bills come back to back, or getting rejected, or getting ghosted. Whatever the experience is, I'm not going to label everything, but you get the point. You're sitting there, and if you're not aware of your power, this problem is going to seem like you're hopeless, like there's no answer. But with this knowledge, what you can do is, look, I do not like this experience, but because I know I'm powerful, I can change this. that seed of change that you realize you can change it is what's going to propel you to change your thoughts. People always ask me, how do I stay disciplined? How? You don't want it, so then stay disciplined with your thoughts. That's really how simple it is. Now, my second piece of advice in terms of building your faith within yourself. Let's say you're not even questioning if you're powerful or not. You like realize, yes, I do, select the version of my life that I want. I understand that, Nikkii. But what if this is too big? What if this is unattainable? Is this really attainable? Let's say you're in that realm of trying to build your faith, right? One, there's no such thing as big and small. Big and small to you is definitely different to someone else, right? Let's say you have definitions of that. But big and small is based on the beliefs. Once again, it's going back to your core beliefs, the core beliefs you have. To one person, getting $20,000 in a week is regular. To someone who has core beliefs that money is hard, getting $20,000 seems like a pipe dream, if we're going to be completely honest. Your mental is going to be trying to wrap around, how the hell do I get $20,000 in a week, right? So that may seem big to you. So the first step would be removing that it's big to you, all right? When something is normal to someone, it's not, oh my gosh, daunting. It's, yeah, of course, $20,000. Yeah, of course, he loves me. Yeah, of course, she loves me. Yeah, of course, I always get accepted into school. Yeah, of course, I get money. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. It's like normal. So the first step is stop labeling things big or small. It's all on the same playing field. I'm understanding that everyone comes from different backgrounds, but no matter what background or no matter what topic, still remove there's no big or small. All equal playing field. What that is going to do is going to remove I can actually go for this. I'm not going to question myself. I can do this. I can do this. Right? Now, if that still does not help you, here's something else. Think of something that you do consider small. A cup of coffee. You hear people say this all the time. Whatever you consider small, I can't label what's small to you, Whatever you consider small, decide that that's going to happen in your life. And when it does, because it will, when it unfolds, what that's going to do is going to be, see, I got the power. It's all in me. And then it's going to build your faith in yourself. And then you're going to go on to the topics that you consider big, right? You're going to go, wait, but if I did a cup of coffee and it's all the same, then I can for sure get $20,000 in a week. You following? You're removing the self-imposed limit that you're giving yourself because there are no limits. It's really all on the same equal playing field. If I put my attention on a penny to receive it, it's the same as putting my attention on $20,000. It's the same. Of course, with certain beliefs, this conversation will look different. I understand. But I'm telling you in general, it's all the same. Right? So the only thing that changes from person to person is really just decision making. People get it, or people, their inner world materialize externally because they decide it's going to. You have to really kind of I always say this, and I say that when you come into changing your life and deliberate manifesting, I always say that there's a level of honesty that you have to have with yourself. And by that, I mean, you have to really be honest with what you've been thinking on a certain topic, how you've been viewing yourself, self-concept. And when you can be honest with yourself, nobody else, you don't got to tell me. You can do this in your private time, in the shower, by yourself in your room. But when you're honest with yourself, with where you're at mentally and what you actually have been thinking instead of, but I have been thinking this way about it. Have you for real? When you're honest with yourself, then that's when the real change begins, because you're able to go, you know what? I have been saying money is tight to everybody. I have been saying that the dating pool is trash, but then still hoping that I get a boo. So I am giving conflicting thoughts. In that honesty moment with yourself, what you're going to do is, okay, well, if selecting a story is what helps me to experience it, right? I have to select one. I need to select it right here, right now. Right? I have to. This is how you should be. This is how you should have a rapport with yourself when you're by yourself. Talk yourself through these situations. Right? I know that some people are decision making, decide. And some people have to think it through, and that's fine. But when you're thinking it through, you shouldn't be thinking it through and downing yourself like, this is never going to work. I told you, I thought of all the ways that it can work, and it's not going to go that way. Boo. No. You're sitting there and you're going, if I select a story, moving forward, I have to promise myself that the only thing that I'm going to embody, the only thing that I'm going to think has, the only thing that I will be talking about if I choose to talk about it is this. This is what I'm selecting. So an example is my sister. When she was manifesting her now boyfriend, who will be her husband, right? She walked around and she told people, which is so funny, people that didn't know him, but us, like the people that knew her. Yeah, my boyfriend. Yeah, my boyfriend. She didn't see him as anything other than that. She didn't force it upon him. She didn't try to finagle to get him to be that. She just had a story and she stuck with it. It's now her boyfriend. Now she's moved on to, it's my husband. Yeah, you mean my husband? Yeah, my husband. I automatically know what she's doing. I don't fight her on it. And funny enough, because he knows that she's into this, she could say it to him. And he's like, yeah, when do you want to get married? Very calm. Now, it's not about, what I want you guys to see in this story is, it's never about her like being delusional. And I'm going to put that in quotes, because are you really delusional if you're deciding what you want for your life? No, I'm being realistic, to be honest. I'm deciding this is what's happening. This is the real life shit that's happening, right? In her saying my boyfriend, she's deciding, hey, right, if she's deciding, hi Indy, if she's deciding, hey, this is my boyfriend, that's why she started to move that way. That's why it unfolded that way. Not because she's, oh, I'm hoping that he'll, no. Yeah, you mean my boyfriend? You mean my boyfriend? Same thing. Let's think money. You mean I'm rich? Yeah, of course I always get money. It's the certainty. It's the knowing that, hey, this is who I am and this is what's going to happen because I said so. Is how you decide and you keep that promise to yourself. Thank you, guys. All right, so now, guys, for some of you who don't know, I manifested my laptop working again. So I'm excited. And I'm going to read some of your questions from it now because I don't have to squint and look at the screen. It's true. I grew up with money, but my parents still made me have a scarce mindset because they had to work hard for money. Thank you for that example, because that's why I tell you guys, it's really all mindset. It's never about, people think, oh, rich people stay rich because they actually have money. Rich people stay rich because they have a certain mindset of surrounding money. That's why they stay rich. People get rich because they have a mindset about money, because they have a certain view about money. People get money, people experience money because they have a certain viewpoint about money. I know this one woman who was able to travel the world and it always be paid for because she said that money come to her exactly when she wanted it and when she needed it. She always had money for the plane. Somebody always gifted her money. People were always giving her gifts. People were always paying for her trip, inviting her to their island, paying for it, until she became that kind of creator, like content creator. It's really a mindset thing. You could say I'm lucky with money. I always say, even when you see, like, let's say you see somebody experiencing what you desire. Like if I see a girl planning her wedding, I'm like, oh, she sees herself as a wife. That's why she's planning a wedding right now. Oh, she sees herself as this. He sees herself as this. That's why he's a successful business owner. It's a mindset thing. That's why it doesn't also make sense to be jealous of anyone. Because if you see someone with something that you would truly like to experience, all you have to do is give it to yourself. Be that. Instead of sitting there and going, oh, why are they experiencing that? Why even waste time doing that? Oh, that looks cool to experience. And then you give it to yourself. Really that simple. Sorry for making your dog bark because Marlo be... what's your opinion on dating gurus saying shouldn't date attractive men? What? I'm going to say this one thing to that question. If you want to listen to someone outside of you tell you that you should not date this specific quality of person because they had decided that this quality of person is not the best person to date, go right ahead. That's all on you. And that's okay. I'm not going to judge you, and I'm not saying it with judgment. Go right ahead. But one thing about me and one thing about my subscribers here is that we decide. If you want to have somebody attractive and faithful, it's possible. To believe a belief that someone is attractive and not faithful is a belief in itself, and you will continue to encounter people who are attractive and not faithful. But if you want somebody attractive, faithful, willing to date, open, all the qualities you want, that exists. But to tie yourself to that one belief that this one person gave, like I said, it is your choice to select that world. And if that world looks appealing to you, then grab at it and accept it. But if that world is not appealing to you, you should not be accepting that as your truth. That's it. That they cheat. Oh, hold on. I can't. Yes, Elena, a belief is just a thought that you can just change. People ask how you change your beliefs. You just change and select a different one. Your parents selected one and passed it down to you. You can select and keep or throw away. It's just a thought. The thought that money is hard and the thought that money is easy are two thoughts that can be your belief. You just select one. We make negative thoughts normal and don't question it, but question good thoughts and things to happen to us. I actually said that to someone out, not here. I was like, why is it so easy for some people to believe that this can go every way wrong possible? And I think that's because it's been normalized in certain areas for certain people. I understand. But just like how you can get $5 is the way that $5 can be taken from you. So either outcome can really happen. It all exists now anyway, right? That's why I keep telling you guys you're the key and it's only you. All of these realities, all of these outcomes, all of these experience all exist right now. And like I view it, when I visualize, I see it like space. I know some people see it differently, but because I'm into science, I kind of see it has space and I see it has stars, right? And I'm looking into the stars and I'm seeing stuff and I'm like, okay, I can grab a handful of stars that tell me I'm broke, or I can grab a handful of stars that tell me I'm rich. And every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go for I'm rich. You easily select. And I think for some, it's just easy to go, but I've seen so many broke people. Just because you've seen so many broke people don't mean you have to be the next one. So I don't know. And even think about stars. Every celebrity, unless they were born in that world, some from small towns, saw small. And if you're not from a small town, I mean, to give you guys something. My parents are from a small town in Jamaica. This is why I understand small town. But also small town country is different from small town island. I'm aware of that. But for the combo, in a small town, everybody knows everybody. Especially how movies depict it. You know who lives in every house in the neighborhood. You know the owner of the stores. There's mom and pop shops. You know everybody in the neighborhood. So imagine someone from that kind of town telling themselves that they are A-list celebrity who gets to travel the world. The contrast is kind of crazy, but that person saw other regular town people who decided that this is going to be their life and thought, I don't have to be the next one, and becomes a star. You can look up many celebrities right now who comes from small towns and made it into like major city living and all of that stuff. Just because there are other people that you see that are broke don't mean you have to have the mindset of a broke person. You can see, even if you come from a poor background, just because your family grew up that way and that's what they struggled with and whatever, doesn't mean that you have to be the next family member that's broke. Just because you saw all the women or all the men in your family be heartbroken don't mean that you have to be the next. Just because you went through one heartbreak before doesn't mean that you have to go through it again. Just because you lost $500 doesn't mean that you have to keep experiencing that. In every moment, you are deciding what you want to experience and who you are being. That's why the power is you. That's why you are everything. You're giving everything meaning and you're also deciding who you are. Okay? Nikkii, you really taught me how to disappear people. Girl, I'm so good at it. I am, girl. I am too. If I decide, there's tears for me. If I decide that I genuinely don't want to spend my mental energy recreating someone, I tell you guys what I did. I talk about this all the time. I go in my mind, I see the person name or their face on a chalkboard, and I grab the eraser and I just erase. Or sometimes I'm go, who? And literally the person will just out of my realm of thinking, out of my realm of my world. I'm good at that. But just like how I'm good at that, I'm good at bringing people in. All of it is the same. I'm gonna keep saying that. All of it is the same, guys. There's no big or small. There's no easy, hard. It's all. You can also say everything is easy, but there's no. It's hard unless if you say it's hard. So think of the topic that you desire and say it's easy. If you already see it that way, there's nothing to force. She saw him, has sold, and didn't feel like forcing. Exactly. That's something else. One of the things that my sister inspires me about in regards to manifesting is, even though I teach my sister everything like how I teach you guys, I talk to her about the books, I give her my point of views, she still manifests in her own way. So like I tell you guys, I affirm. I don't robotically affirm, but I affirm, especially self-concept, and I'm really good at visualizing. And I don't force the visuals. I just kind of visualize in moments that it comes, or if I have a spare moment, I'll do it. I don't force myself. My sister does not manifest like that at all. But she absolutely gets what she wants, right? My sister does not, let's give you some of the rules of my sister. She does not affirm for love. And now I know you guys are probably thinking, she doesn't affirm for her boyfriend. She does not. The most she says is, that's my husband in conversation. And she affirms that she is the woman that is able to maintain a relationship, like she's loved, she's chosen, she's wanted, things of that nature. So basically self-concept, and she lives her life. She also likes fashion. So when she's on Pinterest, she'll have her boards and she'll get caught up in the pictures and in visualizing that it's her. That's how she manifests. I don't do that, but she gets what she wants. And this is why I tell you guys, when you find what works for you, like how I'm giving the information to you is falling on each ears differently. So same way I talk to you guys, I talk to my sister the same way. How she received my information, she applied it in a way that works for her. She's always dealing in fashion, so she's always on Pinterest. So why exclude it? So she makes boards. That's her personal manifest. I basically call it a virtual vision board. Now I know some people will say like, that's not how you, but it works for her because when she's staring at the pictures, she sees herself as that person or that board. She's able to embody that version of her by looking at those pictures. I don't do that. I have Pinterest, but I definitely don't do that for sure. I can tell you guys that right now. I literally say my nice self-concept affirmations, and they're the same things I've done for years. I love myself. I'm loved. I'm wanted. I'm respected. Okay? Nobody compares to me. I am the best. I'm always chosen, and I'm always the top priority. Very calm. And I do visuals, and I actually do visualize with me and my partner. So it's always up to what you decide is going to work for you, which goes into my video, You Make the Rules. If you receive my information and you realize that the key is you, and all you have to do is decide that this is who you are, this is what you have, and this is how it's going to go, then you apply that in a way that, I like to tell people, apply it in a way that when you like, let me use an example. Feelings do not matter. But if you find that saying, I'm loved, I am loved, I am loved, drives you up a wall, why are you doing it? But let's say you visualize and made you go, oh, I have it. Why would you continue to robotically affirm just because somebody told you? Why not stick with the visualization that made you feel and think that you have it? Is why I'm trying to tell you guys to be independent thinkers in that regard. I'm giving you the knowledge. I'm empowering you. I'm reminding you, hey, like, you're the key. You can have what you want. It's yours already. You've been doing this your whole life. And you're supposed to take that and go, okay, well, let me go off into my whole world and do my own thing. I actually have another subscriber that I ended up becoming close to. And she was telling me a little bit about her manifestation. I won't tell it on here on until she's ready for it to be said. But she said one thing in telling her unfolding, which I'm very happy for her. She was like, she's like, I always watch your content in terms of support. But she's like, I realized I don't need manifestation content anymore. And I said to her, I was like, that is because you found what works for you and you stuck with it, and you realize, well, else is there to search for? I'm Nikkii. I found what works for me, so nothing to search for. No content to watch again. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys, when you really apply it, you're going to start to realize I'm watching my favorite content creator just to support, not because I need answers. It's because it's going to be, well, why am I searching for answers outside of me if I'm the answer? If I know exactly what to do? Oh, I need more money. I don't need to write to Nikkii the creator. How do I get more money? I just need to give it to myself. If you're a visualizer, you'll go, you see yourself withdrawing it from your bank account. If you're a affirmer, I always have money. I always have more than enough money. I don't have to stress about money. Money just comes to me exactly when I need it and when I want it. I always have everything that I want and need. That's it. You guys follow? And when you kind of get into the rhythm of having your own routine, you're going to realize, wow, I didn't need to hit up Nikkii the creator to ask this, because all I had to do was give it to myself. Although I do love talking to you guys and I don't mind answering questions, but I'm teaching you to be an independent thinker. I'm teaching you to be a powerhouse without needing anything outside of you. I create content not to milk this. I create content for the newbies that come on and maybe might type, how do I change my thoughts in about 5 years, right? But when you receive the knowledge, that's it. You should be on your way. When I decide that I want an experience, for example, a lot of you know from my member side that I got a paid vacation for my birthday. This is coming up in a few days. When I decided that I wanted to go on vacation, I didn't type to, I'll use Indy because I love Indy, even though she doesn't do manifestation content, right? But I didn't go to text Indy and go, Indy, how I get a free vacation? What would I say? I didn't say that to her. I simply went, I want a free vacation. It was in the want stage. Oh, do you want to go to Europe or do you want to go on an island? I realized it was an island. And just like Abdullah told Neville, you're there. And all I would envision, even when I was typing at my desk, even when I'm editing videos for you guys, I just felt and visualized the palm trees and the sun. And I got my paid vacation, paid for nothing besides the clothes that I'm going to wear on the trip, which I willingly did so. I didn't go looking for one of my favorite creators to tell me what to do. I decided, hey, like, I want this. So let me experience it now, because all that we have is right now. And it unfolded. And the way that it unfolded, I didn't expect it from that person, which was my boyfriend. But it was nice because it's a birthday gift. But this is what I'm saying. I didn't go looking for it once I decided, oh, I'm going to get a paid vacation. Okay, so you realize you want to make more money because you want to be able to go shopping more. Don't ever judge your reasons for wanting to have an experience. If you want the experience, who cares? Who cares? Who cares if you want to have 3 boyfriends? Who cares that you want to have 1? Who cares that you want to have a servant? Who cares? Okay? This is you. This is your world. You decide you want to have more money because you want to go shopping. You want to buy your mama's house. You want to buy your own house. Who knows the reason? Whatever, who cares? So you're in the wanting stage. I realized I want more money. To leave the wanting stage, to go to the decision stage, you have to imply that you have it to yourself. And that looks different for everyone, but let's use affirmations if you're an affirmer. I always have more than enough money. Anytime you think about money, this should be the only story that you are saying. I always have more than enough money. Money comes to me with ease. It's normal for me to receive large sums of money. I have this specific amount of money. I make this per month, whatever. I'm able to pay my bills and still have more than enough money. My bills are always paid on time. I'm debt free, whatever y'all want, right? You're in that, right? You say that anytime you think about money, because that's your now. If something pops up that goes against the story that you are telling, you greet that with indifference. Some people will go as far as saying not caring. You can go into I don't care. Indifference is a little bit different than I don't care, but essentially they both help. You're meeting this with indifference. You're meeting it with indifference because when you react, you now make it relevant. And now you're choosing this. And you just went through that whole thing of, but you decided that you get money. So when you react to something that's not that, what you're doing essentially is saying, you know what? All that I was saying was a lie. This is actually real. That's not what you want. This is why I tell people, if you notice your awareness went to what it is that you don't desire, you take a deep breath and go, no, thank you. It's like if somebody's serving you pudding. Did I ask for freaking pudding? No. You take a deep breath. No, I always have more than enough money. Money comes to me with ease. I can spend and always have more than enough. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, here is you being certain that no, I always have money. Now your inner world is like, yeah, we working with this. Yeah, this is what she decided. She's been sticking with this one story. He's been sticking with this one story. A series of events unfold. Instead of you saying, I get money and searching for the series of events, no, you're constant focusing on, no, I get money. I get money. I don't care about anything else. The series of events unfold. And you guys know there's a plethora of ways that it can unfold. It's going to unfold in the easiest way possible for you. You can call your uncle, just trying to check up on the uncle. And the uncle go, you know, I've been meaning to call you for the past 3 years and I have money for you. Or it can be that you're walking and boom, somebody goes, I would pay you to work for my company. My company is right here. Who knows, guys? But it has to unfold. Your only job is to tell yourself it's already yours. And the way you tell yourself it's already yours is by deciding it, or you can affirm it, or you can visualize it, or you can script it, you can sing it, you can dance it. Who cares? Just decide that it's yours. Okay? Why did I do that? So, Nikkii, if we decide to get a cup of coffee and we don't get it that same day, we just persist again and again until we experience it in the 3D. Decide you already have it. If you're questioning where it is, then you don't have it mentally. So, yes, you're right, but I want to address something you said in the first part of your question. So, if we decide to get a cup of coffee and we don't get it the same day, we just persist again and again. Yes. So, let's say you decide, I get a cup of coffee. Someone's going to give me a free cup of coffee, and you just happen to go buy a cup of coffee. And that's not the day you get the coffee. One, I hope you didn't go try to buy the coffee because you thought, like, I'm going to try to force the hand to get the free coffee. That's not how it works. You can literally not be anywhere near a coffee shop and get the free coffee. Don't limit yourself to think, I have to walk into a coffee shop for this coffee to land in my hand. Do you watch shows? Some people get coffee delivered to them in an office. Some people get a coffee gift card. It can unfold so many ways. So don't try to box in how you're going to get a free cup of coffee because you think coffee comes from a coffee shop. Okay, let's start there. You can go to your mama's house and your mama's like, oh, I'm just coming from this coffee shop around the corner. I got you a cup of coffee. It can happen anyway. That's one. But yes, if you decided that you're going to get a free cup of coffee and you happen to go into a coffee shop and that's not the day you get the free coffee, that experience should not define that you decided that you're getting a free cup of coffee. You got the coffee, you had to pay for that one, fine. I got a free cup of coffee. You still continue, as you said, you still continue saying the same story. Don't think, also take out of your mind that things have to take a long time. Because the again and again gave me that vibe. So I have to persist again and again. Hear me. Things do not have to take a long time. Time is also, everyone has their definition of time. If a time is something that you also kind of battle with, you should be telling yourself that things come to you with ease, things come to you effortlessly, things come to you quickly, but also embodying someone now without contradiction is how things happen quickly. People always question, how do you manifest quickly? How do you manifest quickly? The more you spend sitting there, how, is the longer it's going to go. But the more you go, this is me now, this is me now, this is me now. So to answer your question, yes, you are correct. But also don't think that things have to be again and again and again. It doesn't have to take forever. Okay? It doesn't have to. But I understood what you were asking, and to answer yes. You just decide, and that's it. I didn't delete anything. If you're saying your question disappeared, just write it again. I'm only scrolling. So if you feel it disappeared, write it again and then I'll answer. Okay? Movement is necessary all the time? No. And if you're checking for movement, you're not focused on what you're supposed to be focused on. Okay? Movement is naturally going to happen. And also with the with the person who told me their story, they had movement that happened behind the scenes that they didn't get to know was movement until they reconnected with the person. So you can be sitting there checking for movement. One, that's taking away your focus of actually having it. So why are you checking for movement? That's one. But two, the idea that you feel you need to check for movement is not really deciding. It goes back to you're not deciding you have it. Yes, there are going to be scenarios where something unfolds and you're like, oh, I knew it, right? And it's nice. But remember, you don't want to get yourself in this loop of movement, because that's taking away your focus from having. Because if you had something, would you be checking for movement? If you had $5,000, would you be check? No, you would already know that you have the $5,000. Let's use love. If you knew that this specific person that you like already admitted that they like you and that they want to date you and that you're the only person that they want to be with, would you be checking? Oh, what do I do? Are they thinking about me? You wouldn't be checking for any of those things. So checking for movement is irrelevant in a lot of ways. I understand how nice it could feel if it happens, but you should be focused on having it, being that person. You asked a question about an exam. So when you think about you and you take this exam, what is the end goal you want? Do you want to pass this test? If the answer is yes, then your only focus should be on either I'm so happy I passed that test, or your focus should be on how you're receiving the results of the test. So some people they have to sign in to look at a grade. See yourself seeing an A. I'm so smart. Tests are so easy for me. I always get A's. I don't have to worry about checking to see if I passed. I already know I'm passed. I'm the smartest person in the world. Do you see how different that is than, I wonder what's going to happen? Is the teacher checking? Did the teacher post a grade? You don't need to check for anything. You don't need to check for movement. Just decide you have it. There was somebody in here who felt like their question was erased. Write it back. Hi, Danny, if you're still in here. Any tips to focus on having when you live with your SP and interact with the 3D daily? Also, what question should I ask myself to see if I'm wavering? Are you saying you live with them and you guys are not at your end goal? Thankfully, I'm not my younger self where I used to stalk people when we're not talking. But sometimes I do think about the movement is between me and my SP. When you find yourself thinking that you want to go stalk this person, okay, I got your question now. When you find yourself thinking, I have to go stalk this person, I need to see what they're doing, I wonder what they're doing, I wonder if they're thinking about me, that is an opportunity to tell your new story. Don't waste those opportunities and give into your old self. If your old self was used to, I wonder what they're doing. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And then you just search their whole life. You just use 5 to 10 minutes to give into that old self. Boo. So I started incorporating this boo thing where I'm not booing people, but I'm like booing certain behaviors. And it's making it funny, but also making me like laugh and go, yeah, you're right. That's boo behavior. Let's switch it up. You guys should try it. It makes me laugh because it's like, I'm not booing you, I'm booing the behavior, right? So when you to stalk, you can ask. You don't have to limit your questions. If you have a question, Priya, go ahead. But yes, when you give into that old self, it's like, why'd you do that? Instead, when you find yourself going, I wonder if they're thinking about me, you pause and go, wait, but I'm God of my reality. I decide. So, what do I want them to think about me today? Oh, they miss me. They can't stop thinking about my smile. They can't stop thinking about how smart I am. Do you see how I brought that into self-concept? So not only are you going to be feeling that itch of trying to figure out what they're doing, but you're also going to be gassing yourself up in the process of going, well, of course they would be thinking of me, right? So, oh, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder if they're thinking about me. Like if your mind goes to that. First of all, I'm smart. I'm sexy. I'm cool. I'm probably the most interesting person that will ever be in their phone. That's the opportunity to tell your new story. It's going to soothe you, but fulfill you because your mind is going to go, yeah, you're right. May get a text that same day. If you don't know, try it out. Try it out. That self-concept mixed with that SP is a powerful thing. Yes, DeCaries is right. If you're checking for movement and all of those things, it's like opening the oven constantly to check if the cake is baking. Cake is in the oven. It's going to bake. Okay, to answer this question, how should I manifest my SP who has millions of followers and doesn't know me to follow me? I really like this guy and want to be with him, but my logical side of my brain is driving me mad. Okay, so let's go to the beginning. So I don't know if you're here in the beginning of the life, but I'll make it short. How you view certain areas of your life is due to beliefs that you had. So right here, the way you wrote this statement lets me feel like you don't think that you think this person is better than you. Okay? Because you've mentioned their millions of followers, which means absolutely nothing. I'm gonna help break that down for you. Millions of followers mean absolutely nothing. It's just millions of people who follow him for whatever he does. Maybe good looking, maybe have a skill, whatever. But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't define why you can't be with someone, right? And you made a statement like, but why would this person know to follow you? Which lets me know that the way you view yourself, you don't think that you would be special enough to be with someone who has a lot of followers. Now, this is no judgment. This is how you address it. When you're honest with how you view the situation, you're able to change it internally. So really think about how you view this guy. You said it, but you're viewing this person as better than. Why is anyone in your world better than you? You are the prize. You are loved. You are wanted. You are amazing. You are special. And of course, any guy that you like or any guy would be excited to speak to you and see what you got going on. Even if you had 5 followers, it does not matter. Now, I would say in this situation, your first step would not even be him yet. Would be looking at how you view yourself in relation to relationships. Do you see yourself as loved no matter what? Do you see yourself as special no matter what? Do you see yourself as somebody eligible and worth pursuing no matter what? Okay? You have to see yourself as that, be that. Now, to address the situation with this person, you can see them as they're tired of the limelight and they just want to be booed up with me. Have fun, right? I'm loved. You know, do you know how much people get follows from celebrities and people who have millions of followers all the time? By deciding that. You can visualize going into your Instagram one day and they liked your picture. You can visualize them message you going, I've been looking at your page for a while. And I just can't get enough of you. And I'll give an example. I don't know on this page, but I knew on my other page, there was a celebrity that used to watch my page silently and then messaged me one day, right? You don't know. Sometimes they're so, if it's a celebrity, but whatever, it doesn't matter. You think these followers determine who these people are, and that's not the truth. I know personally people who have thousands of followers, and it doesn't change who they are. They're still another regular human being. Just like celebrities. I talk about this all the time. I don't see celebrities as celebrities. I see celebrities as humans who happen to manifest large fame. And even them, they sometimes want to just not have all that fame. First step is to see him as on your level. Like, not better than, here, and you're pursued, right? Going straight to just SP affirmations will work. He loves me. He wants to talk to me. I'm the most interesting person. Da da da. It will work. But if you want long-lasting results and to also view yourself differently because you deserve to, I'm the prize. I'm wanted. I'm committed to. I don't have to try in relationship. It just works for me. I'm lucky in love. Anybody I decide I like, they like me more. Anybody I decide that I like always pursues me. Okay? That should be like 80 to 85% of your thinking process while including this person. And I guarantee just by that 80-85%, the person is naturally going to start liking your stuff. Even though that's not your end goal, but it will start liking your stuff, and you're going to realize, wait, I'm so special. Of course this person is going to want to talk to me. And then opens up, because right now the story you have is kind of keeping this person here because you think they're better than you. You think they have more followers. So they're here right now in your mind. So therefore it's reflected out into your world. But the moment in your mind you go, I'm the prize, they love me, here internally, and then externally it has to reflect that. Follow? And just for guys, everything is easy to manifest, but manifesting love is really easy. If you guys really get out of your own way by stop reacting to everything you see out there. If you really master indifference to certain things, you're going to realize how easy it is. Because people really be secretly in love, and like in love watching your page and all of that. And some of you really genuinely think that it's not possible for you, but it is. It really is. Wait, hold on. What's so fast? Sometimes fear of passing an exam came in between what it, I affirm each day I pass the exam like my life depends on it, especially for money. Priya, you don't need to affirm in panic. Like I said, feelings don't matter, but there's no need to affirm in panic. There's no need to, like, imagine a child is crying and you're like literally like yelling at the kid more to kind of get what it is that they did wrong. Like it's like fighting a fire with a fire. In those high emotional moments, I always tell you guys, it is sometimes best to just take a breather and calm down, or use that anger. Fair enough. You use that anger to fuel you going, no, I'm not changing my mind. This is what's happening. But you don't need to, I like to give you guys outlets to express your emotions, because sometimes emotions that go suppressed cause desperation. And when you're desperate, you feel you need something. And remember, when you are manifesting and selecting a life, it's all about deciding you have. But if you have something, you don't need it. And that's why people try to say desperation repels, because you're desperately going, I need to pass. I need to pass. I pass. I need it. I need it. And that's the opposite of going, I did pass. I'm smart. I passed. It's like I have. You see verses. So first, deep breath. Right now, decide, okay, I'm going with the story that I passed this test. You decided that. That's what you're going to be saying. If you robotically affirm, because it seems that's what you do. If you robotically affirm, then all throughout the day, you do that. I passed this test. It was so easy to pass this test. Everything is so easy for me. Whatever your words are. If you notice a panic moment comes where you go, what if I don't? Deep breath. I passed the test. It was easy for me. Okay? Like, there's no need to like, you passed the test. No, just, I passed the test. Just like that. Can you give examples of affirmations to use when applying for jobs and haven't received interviews? So I can give you ones that I create right now, but I can tell you what I did, right? So I teach based on experience, right? So I don't mind creating affirmations for you, but I'm just going to give an example of what I do when I apply for jobs. And I've always been this way. I would imagine a stack of papers of all the interviewers that came in for a job, right? And I would imagine, like a TV show, my paper or my resume or my application went to the top. And I would just imagine hands picking up the paper and stamping approved. Thank you. Thank you. It's one of my favorite hats. I'm going to wear it outside because it's raining. So I would imagine my resume, my job paper application filtered to the top and it got stamped approved. And that's usually how any job I would apply to, I would get the job, right? And I get to decide. Now, if you're an affirmer, you can go, I always get the job. It's so easy for me. Sometimes I even skip the interview process because it seems as if, one, because you're not seeing the interview, you think there's probably no progress. And then two, I don't know if you're tapping into the outside world and the stories about the job market, but if you are, you should probably take a step back from that. When you're making a decision, you want to be very aware of anything that you are consuming and hope. I'll have to wait a second till after I finish the live. But hold on, guys. Yee. Hold on, guys, because communication is key. Let me answer. Okay, guys. So back to what I was saying. So when you are applying, you can go, I don't even have to do interviews. I always get the job. But you want to make sure that you're not looking at external movement and letting it decide if you can have a job or not. Now, when you apply to jobs, since it seems as if you are physically applying, you're choosing to go the route of applying and then you get a call back. I want you to be very aware of your self-concept as well, because people don't think that, jobs is tied to self-concept. I'm the best. They need me for this job. They need my brain in this job. They need my organization. They need my leadership. They need me, right? I'm the best at anything that I do. Whatever you're choosing, you can, even if you have a specific company, whatever company, let's say it's Disney. Disney loved me. Disney loves me. Disney hired me. I'm giving an example. You can cater your affirmations to surround that. But the reason why I'm giving you general affirmations is because internally, you know what you're limiting yourself with in here. I can give you general affirmations, but you know what you're battling. Do you feel like you're not good enough for the job? Do you feel like you actually believe the comments about the job market being hard? What are your beliefs surrounding getting a job? And whatever beliefs you come up with that are not aligned to having a job, that's what you rewrite. So let's say you were going with, I don't think I'm good enough for a job. Whatever. I don't know if that's what it is, but let's say that's what it is. Your now new affirmations or your new beliefs would be, I am good enough. I can have anything and anyone that I want. Any job that I apply to, I get it. I'm doing what I love and I'm getting paid for it. It's so easy for me to get a whatever salary job. You can, if you want to go the money route. I'm getting so many interviews and I'm always chosen because I first choose myself. These companies can't get enough of me. They keep emailing me. I don't even have to apply. And these jobs keep sending me offers. Now, if your mind goes to, oh, well, how is this going to unfold? Which it should not be. But let's say it goes to that. Your thought process in that and talking yourself out of diving into that spiral should be like, this can really happen in any way. My friend can probably talk to somebody and give me a recommendation. I can meet somebody at the supermarket. I can do this. And here's something. I've applied for a job. Correction. I've gotten a job that I have not applied to simply by deciding that getting a job is easy, right? And I told you guys what I did with the visualization. But even the way the person hit me up. I've been watching your Instagram for a while, and I realized that you would be a great trainer in our gym. That's when I was training, right? Now, even if you're not on social media, things like that can actually happen. You can literally be talking to your mom, and your mom goes, you know, my coworker knows about a place that has a job. I recommended you. You should be getting a call this week. How do you know that it won't unfold that way? So don't tie your reactions or your determining who you are based on if you're getting interviews or not. It's jobs are easy for me to get. That's it. Nikkii, can we go back to the question about living with SP when you're not together? Oh, wait. Okay. But yes, to the question about the job. So sit yourself down. You can use the ones I suggested and then decide what works for you. How did you work on your self-concept? Repeat self-concept affirmations all day. So when I worked on my self-concept, I did mirror work, meaning I've said my affirmations out loud anytime I was in the mirror, getting dressed, doing my skincare. I would do, and I really focused on areas that were not just about beauty. So I grew up in a weird family dynamic where I didn't get close to my mother till a later date in age. And it led me to believe that I was not chosen in my earliest stage, which led to my relationships. This is me being transparent, so you get that everybody comes from something. All you have to do is decide. So I had a story of not being chosen because of the dynamic that happened with my mom. Me and my mom are fine now, but it just developed as a story. So one of the major things that I would do when I'm in the mirror is, I'm so loved no matter what. I'm wanted. I'm chosen. I'm always chosen. Actually, I have always been chosen, right? And I would do these things as I lotion. I would do these things as I put on my clothes. I would do beauty if I wash my face. Like, I'm beautiful and I'm whatever. But I drilled in, especially in the areas that I found that I had kind of kickback with. Okay? So when you think of your self-concept, yes, self-concept is you're beautiful and you're irresistible and things of that nature because it's how you view yourself. But think about some of your core beliefs and tied to your relationships and why they show up the way. I know why I was acting the way that I did in the past, because I felt that I was not chosen. So therefore my lens was seeing all the ways that I was not chosen. And therefore it continued to be a pattern in my life. So I continued to think that I was not chosen. So therefore it reflected that I was not chosen in relationships and friendships in every area, even with money. The moment I addressed that and went, okay, this is my area that I need to focus on, internally I began to tell myself, I'm chosen. I'm chosen no matter what. I'm wanted. And because I started to tell that in here, what began to change is out there, I would find that my friendships were better. I would find that the guys that approached me were different. Even now, my relationship, I see how I'm chosen. I even see in my relationship with my mother how it just renewed whatever I believed happened when we were younger. But also it changed how I view myself, which was the most important. I now see myself as chosen because I am chosen. Okay? So self-concept, I did affirmations, but you can do whatever you want. Okay? Can we go back to my question about living with SP when you're not together, not to reaffirm this, but how to focus on having, in this case, okay, this will be my last question. So you're basically living with your SP, but you guys are not together, but your goal is to live together. And let me tell you something. That is, sorry guys. Sorry. That is fun. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give you this perspective. So most people think if there's a physical disconnect, it's the end of the world. It's like, oh my gosh, I wanted this, and like this person not talking to me, and we're living in the same house, and right? And that's actually a perspective. That's a lens that you're choosing to put on, that this is going to be hard. Now, let's try to put on the lens that I just saw. Like, this is fun. This is a great time to focus on that self-concept, right? And I'm going to talk about if the days get hard, because you probably have to communicate, whatever the case may be. But this is especially a great time to focus on self-concept, because ultimately what you want is to live with this person, right? But the version of you that you were being, where you were, I don't know if you were insecure, if you felt like you were not good enough, did not work, is not helping. You don't want it. So you might as well use this time to focus on that self-concept. What do you want to be like in the renewed relationship? Because you guys will be together. So now, or you guys are together, my correction, right? When you think of yourself in a relationship, who are you? Are you loved? Are you wanted? Are you confident? Are you secure? Are you internally stable? Who are you? This is a great time to define that. Instead of looking at all the ways that he may have pissed you off because he came in at 11, or he may have pissed you off because you texted him to just see where the key is and he didn't answer. Instead of focusing on all the ways that living together but not together is pissing you off, this is a great time to really get your glow up in, get your level up in, because now you're going to be firm in who you are. I am the baddest. I am irresistible. I am good enough. I am chosen. You're going to be firm in that, and you're going to start to, your mind is going to start to go, wait. First of all, that's why we're not living separate. He can't get enough. He not ready to go yet. And your mind is going to be easier for you to accept, hey, this person wants me, please. They love me. They probably watching my page even though we live together. And then boom, next thing you know, you guys are cooking breakfast together one day. And then he's like, oh, you look great today in that shirt. And you're going to be like, I know. You're not going to say I know to them, but you're going to be like, I know. But you're going to say thank you. And you continue focusing on the self-concept and seeing you guys doing things harmoniously together. And then next thing you know, he's going to be like, oh, well, what are you doing for dinner? I was thinking about cooking dinner today. Boom. A living situation where you thought was going to hell, now not going to hell. All because internally you shifted how you view yourself and the situation. Now, how do you view the situation differently? We talked about how to view yourself differently. How do you view that differently when he's physically in your face and you guys are not together? You first see that the reason why y'all are not together is because whatever was decided previously. Doesn't matter who, don't point, it doesn't matter. Whatever was decided previously, it reflected, now y'all not together. Bygones be bygones, let it go. Forgive yourself. Throw it in the trash. It's done. Now y'all are here, just go from here. And from here, you're going, well, I want us to be together. That is my desire. When you're doing things in the house, imagine what you would want him to be doing while you're doing those things. This is just my fun way to help you to visualize if you're a visualizer. This is Purple Moon. Listen to this part. This is going to answer your question as well. So let's say you have been, right now you're living with the version of him that you selected previously right now. So let's call him the boo version. So right now the boo version is here in your face, in your living space. This is what you're viewing. Purple Moon, this goes for you too. Your boo version is here, reign in terror. You're here and you're going, I'm loved, I'm wanted, I'm shown up for. Oh, of course he loves me. And then he walks through the door, or he texts you, Purple Moon, and is like, rah, and saying whatever BS, bullshit, right? Right here, ladies, gentlemen as well. But right here, instead of, see, this never works, he's never going to change, this never is going to work out, you're basically, when you do that and you react that way, you're confirming in your mind oh, we're still selecting the boo version. Oh, it's still this way. Okay, continue. You have to break the pattern. The only way they're going to show up different is if you think differently of the situation. On a loop, you've been thinking, we live together, but we're not together. We live together, but we're not together. He feels this way. He does not want me anymore. He does not do this. He keeps doing this, on a loop. So he has to. That is how it works. It's going to reflect your behavior. And each guy or each girl may reflect it differently depending on each individual. One guy might be sarcastic. One guy just may come home late. It reflects differently for each, however you view disrespect as, whatever. But the only way to break the pattern is you have to break the reaction pattern. They come in, they say whatever that kind of annoys you. You're human, you're annoyed. Fine. Take a deep breath and you go, I previously selected this boo version. What they just said pissed me off. But the only way I'm going to experience different is if I change how I view my situation. You go internally and you select the yay version, the one that is loving, who would have come through the door and been like, I'm just how happy to see you. And you go in and you calm yourself down and you tell yourself, no, I deserve to be with a partner that loves me this way. I deserve to be in a loving, committed relationship. I deserve to be in love. I deserve to receive love because I'm amazing, because I am all that I say that I am. This is where you re-empower yourself and adjust your focus. Now, physically, you don't have to do anything besides continue doing what you were doing. If that means going in your room to watch a movie, if that means, you know what, I won't say anything physically. Physically, it doesn't matter. All that matters is you chose a story, even in the face of the adversary. Now, when you do this, what's going to happen? Because I know this is always the question. Okay, I do that and then what? You don't do that and go, I hope he changes tomorrow. I hope he changes in the next minute. No, because what you just did was you decided it changed. This is how I want you guys to start going into your affirmations. It's not, I am loved because I hope I'm loved. I am loved because I said so. And I don't need anything external of me to show up that way, but I know that it will. But I'm loved no matter what. That's why I say no matter what for some of my affirmations. I'm loved no matter what. So what's going to happen now is you stay firm in the story of, nope, I'm in a loving, committed relationship. This person loves me. I'm amazing. Remember, 85% self-concept here, right? You stick with your story. What's going to happen is, like night and day, if you really stick with it and don't contradict yourself, the person either might come out into the living room, in your case, Lex, in your case, Purple Moon, this person might text you and be like, you know, I've been bugging. Let's have a sit down. Or it may not happen that way. It may happen the next day where the person sends you a funny meme on social media and then you guys are texting and joking again. Because this person changed and showed up differently, because in that moment when you could have reacted, you stuck with your new story. That's the only reason the person changed. The person didn't change because miraculously they slept on it and thought they need to be a better human. No, they thought you thought differently, so they showed up like, oh, I'm bugging. Why am I treating the love of my life? Because you selected that story. Now, what happens when you react and you keep doing that? You react. You get mad. This person keeps doing what they're doing. And you keep going, oh, it keeps happening. They're going to go to sleep, pissed you off that Thursday, and they're going to go to sleep and wake up on that Friday and go, I don't care. Because they're only going to give you what you're giving yourself. You want princess treatment? Then in here, you need to be giving yourself princess treatment. And see anybody in your world giving you princess treatment. I deserve princess treatment. If you're a gentleman in here, I deserve king treatment. And see it internally. People, you cannot demand that from people without first giving it into yourself. So when I see myself as being loved, respected. So whenever anything out here comes off like disrespect, I don't react and go, how dare you? No, it's like a, whoa. That is so contrast to what's happening in my world. And I actually don't deserve that. And I don't need to react to that and think that everything is coming to an end. I'm loved, I'm wanted, I'm respected. And I'm going to continue to put my focus on that because actually that feels good to me. So to answer your question, Purple Moon and Lex, it's not about trying to physically get something to work. It's about internally deciding and giving your internal world and your internal garden the story that you want. It's like putting the tape in. What programming do you want in here? And it has to reflect that way. You want more communication? In here, you should not be telling a story. This person won't text me back. They took hours. The communication in here should be like, I'm always getting texted. I'm always getting shown up for. People are always calling me. You want more romance, even if you're in a relationship, but you could do more romance. It should not be, give me more romance, give me more romance. It should be, anybody that I date is always romantic with me and thoughtful with me. You want the living situation to work out and this person confess their feelings. Your thought process should not be every time he walked through the friggin' door, he do not say good evening. No, your thought process should be, you know what? I'm so lucky in love, and I know that all day at work he thought about me, and I know he want to ask me all about my day, point blank period, because I'm amazing and I'm interested. That's it. Only story you should be telling, that nobody cannot want a relationship. Like, people always want a relationship with you. The only story you should be telling. When you laying down or you playing a game and your mind goes to your relationship status, your thought process should not be on all the ways that it's not working. Your thought process should be on, this can work out for me. I'm so cute. I'm so sexy. We would look so good if we went on a date here. Fill your world. This is what I consider saturation. Some people saturate by robotically affirming. I saturate by any time the situation is in here, I give it the story of what I want to experience. All right, guys? Love you guys. Bye.